heard of the term Western hypocrisy, or what we call liberal hypocrisy? Now, that's a very good term. It basically highlights the double standards and the dual standards the Western liberals actually have. Now, you want to understand this on a very clear perspective? Just watch this video first. I'll get back after this.
Obviously, Canada will always defend freedom of expression, freedom of conscience, freedom of peaceful protest. That's something that's extremely important to us.
That was Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, who was calling himself and his country the flag bearer of the free speech and freedom of speech and free press and all of that. Now, interestingly, just one day, the Indian Honorable Foreign Minister, S. Jaishankar, did an interview on an Australian news channel. Remember, it's Australian news channel, not Indian news channel. In Australia Today. What does Canada react? By banning it. Outright, centrally banning the channel, banning Australia Today on Canadian soil. Canadians cannot access Australian news on Australia Today, on their Twitters, on their social media, anything. Why? Because they broadcasted an interview by a foreign minister of another country, India, with which obviously Canada seems to have, or Trudeau personally seems to have some personal issues, or for his domestic gains is playing out. Now, this very Canada, some time ago you saw in the video, Justin Trudeau was the guy who was talking about free speech, freedom of expression, etc. God knows whatever happened to freedom of speech in Canada yesterday. Now, outright they banned it. Outright they closed the access to Australia Today. Now, by this, I can actually give you a beautiful example of this is what we call the left hypocrisy, or the Western hypocrisy, or the liberal hypocrisy. Now, this is actually not true liberalism. True liberalism literally meant giving freedom of speech to the core. And Justin Trudeau is exactly opposite of it. Canadians, Canadian people, and even the Western world should actually be ashamed of somebody like Justin Trudeau. Trudeau has an issue with India. Understood. Their country has a complaint that India has involved in some of their internal issues, and okay, understood. That's being investigated. But in liberalism, in a liberal society, and especially the Western liberal society, of which Canada calls itself a flag bearer, both the sides have to be heard. And what does Canada do immediately? Ban a channel which is not agreeing with Trudeau's personal views of the world order. Now, that's basically Western hypocrisy. Watch out what was India's response for this.
These are actions which yet again highlight the hypocrisy of Canada towards freedom of speech. Yes, you have heard it correctly. We've also seen that we understand that the social media handles and pages of this particular outlet, which is an important diaspora outlet, has been blocked and are not available for viewers in Canada. This happened just a few hours after this particular handle carried the press conference of External Affairs Minister along with Penny Wong. So we were surprised. It looks strange to us, but nonetheless, what I will say that these are actions which yet again highlight the hypocrisy of Canada towards freedom of speech.
So like, subscribe, follow me on this YouTube channel, and we will come more and more about such news informations, which will be very useful for you to learn a lot about geopolitics. Thank you. This is your guy, Ranganathan S. Venkondala, signing off.